Hello and welcome to Spring Spruce Up. My name is Deanne Marie. I am the creative director and founder of Evolve Marketing Design. We're a small boutique agency that serves entrepreneurs and professional service providers with websites, branding, marketing, blogging, and a lot more. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 tips to spring clean your blog. We're going to declutter, clean out some of those digital dust bunnies, refresh and update 5 areas of your blog. So if you're ready to get started, I'm going to do a screen share here. Just bear with me, see if the technology works. And hopefully it does. Ta-da! Perfect. All right, I think we're there. I think we've got it. Yes, I love it when it works. So if you can see me and hear me, go ahead and type yes in the chat box, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So one of the things that I really want to touch on today, well, before we get into that, let's just talk about a few housekeeping tips. So just a couple of things as we go through the afternoon. Well, it should be about an hour, but use the chat to the right of the screen to just say hello, talk to other attendees. You can use the Ask a Question button down at the bottom to ask a question. Pretty simple. And then what really helps, what I found, is if you close other browser windows, it'll help speed up the video and the audio, and you shouldn't have any problems streaming today's workshop. Just a couple more things. Really set aside this time and give yourself the quiet time to work on your business. Your blog is an integral part of your business and your marketing. And if it's not, we'll make it so. And this is really your time. So go ahead and silence your phone. In fact, I need to do that myself. So hang on just a second. My trusty airplane mode, because, you know, even if you're like the most unpopular person on the planet, right when you don't want to get a call, you're going to get like 25,000 texts and calls. So go ahead and put your phone on silent, close your email window so you're not getting alerts when you get a new message, and go ahead and grab a pen and then head on over to the short link bit.ly/spring blog action guide and download your action guide. It will look something like this. Ta-da! And it'll just be something that you can follow along, take notes on. It kind of recaps the points that I'm making during the workshop. And then there's a couple of worksheet pages in there for you to really implement this for your blog. Okay, so why are you here? You're here because maybe you have a blog, but you're not quite sure why or how it helps your business, what it's actually for. You're not sure what to do with a post once you've written it. So maybe you're great at posting every week or every other week, but then it's like crickets. You don't know what to do with it or how to promote it. We'll talk about that as well. Maybe you're getting hits on your blog, but there's no engagement. People aren't sticking around. They're not opting into your free, report or your free download. They're not commenting on your blog posts. So we'll look at some of the reasons why that might be. Or maybe you don't have a blog yet, but you've heard about it. You want to start a blog. It can be great marketing for your business, a great tool, but you don't want to make some of the big mistakes that you see people making out there. Or maybe you have visited other blogs and you're like, I'm not sure why I like this or why I really don't like this. And you just want to know how to do the right thing, the best practices for yourself. So here are the goals for today's workshop. We'll talk about why blogging is an important part of your marketing strategy for your business. So to be clear, in this workshop, we're not talking about having a blog as your business. We're really looking at how a blog integrates into your business and into your overall marketing plan for your business. And of course, there goes my doorbell. Of course. We'll talk about what turns readers away when they come to your blog, and what makes readers want to stick around and stay. We'll talk about the number one most confusing thing you might be doing on your blog, and then how to get your readers to do your marketing for you. That's really key. So here's a little bit about me. I am a classically trained, is that even a word? Journalist. I went to school for journalism. Then I became an attorney, then an interior designer. Then I worked as a marketing director. And now I'm a creative director in my own company. Over the course of my career, I have worked with some of the biggest brands in business, including 8 years with the nation's third largest realtor association, writing for them. I was their general counsel, did a lot of writing, a lot of blogs, a lot of magazine articles, and also worked with their branding. I'm an award-winning publications designer, and I also recently won a writing award for a financial services company. I wrote their entry and they won, and it's like 2% of banks in the country win this award. So that was pretty cool. And over the course of, I would say at least the last 15 years, I've been a writer since I was 3 years old, but I've written more than 100 magazine articles, way more than 200 blog posts. I've kind of lost count, and over 80 newsletters. So here's a question for you. Why do you blog? Maybe you're not sure. A blog will help you build a trust factor with your ideal clients. It'll bring customers back to your site again and again. It helps to increase engagement from your target audience. And this is key. It'll improve your Google ranking. It'll bring new traffic to your website, as well as raise your expert status in your industry. So, one of the things to talk about as well, why do we blog? Because it really does. I really want to touch on that Google for just a second. When we're doing things consistently, Google sees that as new content, that Google loves new content. So when they see that you're putting new content on your website, that'll actually increase your ranking with Google. It's pretty cool. All right. Let me go back to the PowerPoint. All right. So hopefully you can see now that blogging plus your marketing is an absolutely perfect fit, right? So blogging and marketing go hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly, or chocolate and peanut butter. They're really made for each other. Your blog helps your marketing efforts in ways you may not even be aware of. And that's one of the things we'll talk about in this workshop. And then later on, when I talk about my new course on blogging, that's something we're really going to get into, is how do you purpose your blog to really serve your marketing strategy? Okay, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's presentation. I'm going to give you 2 ways to declutter your blog, things that might be chasing readers away. Then we'll look at 2 ways that you can refresh your blog and breathe some new life, and maybe bring in a couple of new strategies and elements that you haven't thought of before. And finally, we'll update a key element of your blog. Maybe you're not really taking advantage of this element, and it's really important. This is the part about having your readers do your marketing for you. Yeah, that's what I'm going to show you how to do when we talk about updating your blog. Okay, I need a sip of water, so give me just a second. If you have a beverage, you might want to take a sip as well. All right, so let's jump into what I foresee as problem number 1. This is where we're talking about decluttering. So too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Now, what am I talking about here? Here I'm talking about ads, my friend. So let me tell you a story why this is even in this slide deck today. I love to cook. I love to bake. And so I have a Pinterest account, of course. And I was looking for a particular recipe, and I searched for it on Pinterest, found a few that looked good, started clicking on them, and clicked through to the website. I mean, that's what we want, right? We want people to see our stuff out there online and then click back through to our blog post and our website. Well, within seconds of landing on this cooking, baking, whatever blog, I was just inundated with ads. There was a banner ad across the top. There was sidebar ads across the bottom. There was another ad on the other side. Then an ad popped up at the very bottom. And then, now mind you, I haven't even looked at the recipe or even seen the picture of the dish that I was trying to make. And then a pop-up ad, I swear it was like a bunny jumping, came into the screen, and I had like this much space to look at the actual content. So that's kind of a problem. When you've got too many ads and too many pop-ups, it's really sacrificing your user experience, and that's a detriment to your blog. I clicked out of that blog so fast because it just wasn't worth it to me. I was interested, really interested in what the person was trying to say, what they were trying to show me, teach me. Who knows? Maybe they had a great something that I would have bought. But because I was so turned off by not being able to actually see what I went there to see, I immediately clicked out. Now, this isn't that website that I was telling you about. I probably should have grabbed a screenshot at the time, but I was just so miffed I was out of there. But I found another one that is pretty similar. So, if you come to this blog, on the right-hand side, great, there's a newsletter subscription. That's fine. But then, Google notifications, they have an add-on to their website that pops up a notification from your browser bar. They've got ads on the left, then an ad pops up from the bottom. And somewhere in the middle right there, see those two forks? Yeah, that's the content that I'm trying to see. This is a recipe. So, I mean, out of a 13 by, what is this? Like a 13 by 11 inch screen, I maybe have a 3 by 3 tiny little thing in the middle that I can actually see the content that I'm coming to your blog to see. So that's kind of a turnoff, right? So what are the solutions? Oh, well, yeah. So here are all these little things. So here are the solutions. Number one, limit ads to one sidebar. So I know you can have, or, and or a banner. Just make it one place, right? Like if your blog is not your business, look, it's great to monetize your blog. Kudos to you if you're monetizing your blog through fantastic ads and that's a great revenue stream for you. But if it's not, why are you turning your readers away? And even if it is, your blog supports your business. Your blog isn't your business, right? At least if you're here on this webinar, that's who I'm really, catering to. So limit your ads to the sidebar. People will still see it and it won't be intrusive and annoying. If you do have pop-ups, look, I've got a pop-up on my website for my opt-in. Make your pop-ups closable. So a couple of those ads that we saw on that previous page, a couple of these can be closed, but not all of them. So make anything that pops up into your reader's, line of sight closable, and make sure that whatever plugin or software that you're using to create your pop-up makes it, an obvious X. Because have you been to those pop-ups that you're looking all around it and you're like, where the heck, like intuitively you think there must be a way to close this. So make it obvious how you close the pop-up. And this is a setting that if your pop-up generator or your whatever you're using to do your pop-ups doesn't give you, find another plugin, because you should be able to limit the number of times that a pop-up will appear for that visitor on your site in a day. So if you visit my website today, evolvemarketingdesign.com, you'll get a pop-up. Actually, I think it's probably still for this webinar, so give me a second to change it, okay? So you'll see the pop-up, and then let's say you close out of that, and 10 minutes later, you come back to my website, evolvemarketingdesign.com. You will not get the same pop-up. It remembers that you're you and that you've already been to my site that day, because I find that super annoying when I go to someone's site and maybe I forgot to jot something down or I want to look at something again and I get the same pop-ups. It's like, I've already been here. I've already, subscribed to your whatever, or I'm not interested. Stop hounding me with the pop-ups. So one visit, per day, one pop-up. Super simple. I use the Divi theme from Elegant Themes with, I think it's their, it's Bloom is what it is. It's their opt-in generator plugin thing. It's called Bloom. And it makes it super easy to limit that. So it should be a really simple setting on whatever plugin you're using. Okay, problem number 2. Confused minds don't stick around. You may have heard confused minds don't buy. Well, it's the same with our blogs. Before we're even asking someone to buy, we want them to get to know us, right? That's one of the reasons why we blog, is to build that know, like, and trust factor and really, show ourselves as an expert in our industry and in our area of expertise. So if someone comes to your blog and they can't immediately tell what you do, who you are, or there's so much going on your page that, maybe they found a post on Facebook, or they found a pin on Pinterest, and they actually clicked through to your website. Hurrah, we got them to take action and do what we need them to do to get back to our site and our blog. But let's say they finish reading that article. Now what? If it's not clear how your blog is laid out, where they should go next, if you're not showing them other things that might interest them, they're going to click off and maybe never come back. So that's a problem. You've got too much going on in the sidebar, or there's not enough to know where you are or what you do. So here's a couple of examples. So this particular blog has 21 categories in their sidebar. 21. I'm like, overwhelmed just looking at that. I wouldn't even know where to go. Chances are a couple of those topics could be condensed down into what I call top level categories that then you can have drop downs for, like subcategories. It's kind of like the folder system on your computer. All right, here's another one that bugs the stuff out of me. So many tags. Like, tags are not categories. They're just not. So yes, you can tag your posts. It helps with SEO. It helps people find your stuff. It can help them search internally on your blog. But for the love of Pete, do not list all 200 of your tags on your sidebar. It's just confusing. It looks overwhelming, and it's really cluttered. So that's why we're talking about this in the declutter section of this workshop. Okay. Archives. Now, if you have a WordPress blog, a lot of times the sidebar will come sort of pre-programmed. And one of the things that they like to include in your sidebar are, all of your categories, your recent posts, like a ton of them, and your archives. So this particular blog has been around for a really long time. So again, this is remember the one with the 21 categories from a couple? Yeah, this is the same blog. So imagine this sidebar and you're trying to find some piece of information, you'd be completely lost. They have archives from April of 2018 through September of 2013. Actually, I think it goes a little bit beyond that, but I got tired of making screenshots, to be honest with you. It just went on and on and on. Congratulations if you've been blogging for 5 years religiously every single month. That's awesome. You should get some kind of award, but it's overwhelming to your reader. They don't really care what you wrote in September of 2015. They want to know what you wrote about, how to check your break lines, or how to bake a better chocolate cake. If you wrote that in September of 2015 or January of 2016, it doesn't matter to your reader. The content is what matters. So how do we make the content easily searchable, help them find what they're interested in so that they'll stick around on your blog? That's what we want them to do. We want them to stick around. We want them to keep reading. We want them to get to know you, because eventually they'll turn into your customers and your clients. Okay, so how do we solve the overcrowded sidebar situation? So here we're decluttering. So add top category level navigation to either the navigation bar across the top of your page, or you could actually put it in your sidebar as well. Just those top level categories will help people find your great content even easier. And then create a streamlined sidebar. So here are some examples. So, and then in your action guide, so let me go through this great example, and then I'll give you some time to work through the action guide. So this is the Honestly blog from The Honest Company. This is actress Jessica Alba's line of very clean, environmentally friendly, family friendly, kid friendly, no toxin, no chemical kind of products for baby and home. And I love their blog. It's well branded. They have complete brand consistency across all of their platforms. And I think their blog is really intuitively designed and well laid out so that anyone who lands on their blog can find what they're looking for, find more of what brought them there in the first place. That's really what we're trying to do. So here, the Honestly Company has their top level categories of living, food, wellness, design and style, and inside honest. So those are their 5 top level categories. I recommend that you have, like 3 to 5, maybe 6, no more than 6. So 6 is pushing it. So try to keep it around 3 to 5. And then what you can do, so that's on their navigation bar across the top of their page. So that's that. And then what they've done is they have shown their drop down. So underneath design and style, for example, there are 4 subcategories. So you've got your top level categories and then your subcategories. So it keeps everything really well organized. And in my course, Blog Brilliance, we go through, how to determine your categories and what goes where to keep things really organized for you and your reader. It really does also help you. Okay, so here are some good things to put in your sidebar to keep it really streamlined and user-friendly and actually functional. First and foremost is a search bar. So honestly, I use this on one of my blogs because I'm like, God, I had that really good recipe for those corn muffins at Thanksgiving time. And actually, it's like a little corn souffle. They're really good. And I never actually wrote the recipe down for I created the recipe and I just put it on my blog. I didn't actually make a recipe card for it. So every Thanksgiving, I have to go to my own blog and search for corn souffle. So a search bar is really helpful. Next, a lot of blogs have this, some don't. I can go either way, is the social follow buttons. So if your blog page is part of your website, which of course it is, and you have your social follow buttons either at the very top or the very bottom of your website, there's really no reason to have it also in your sidebar. It doesn't detract from it. Put it in there if you want. It does make it easier for the reader to find it very quickly. Maybe they read a blog post and go, yeah, I want to follow this person on Instagram. Boom, they can just do it right there because it's really easy and on the side. The next is a subscription to the blog so that they have this set up where you enter your email and then whenever they post a new blog post, it shows up in your email. That's called an RSS. Really simple syndication is what RSS stands for. And that's something you can set up through your email provider as well. I do that for my Insights blog. So a subscription to the blog so people never miss a post. And then they also have a free opt-in, a lead magnet to generate emails. And you can go ahead and put a link to your opt-in right there in your sidebar. Again, we're helping people take the next step to discover more about you when they land on your blog and read one of your posts. And then I like to put a little bit about you or your business right there in the sidebar. Some people have it up at the top, some in the middle, at the bottom, doesn't matter, but it helps people discover a little bit more about you. So because this is a company, they actually have a button, with an attractive picture and a little label. And when you click on it, it goes to their about page for their company. If you're an individual blogging, feel free to put your photo there and then like a little mini bio if you like. And then this one is optional. Do your most recent or most popular blog post, but limit it to 5. Again, sometimes those widgets, the built-in things for your WordPress blog, will put like 20 posts in there. And you know what? It's too much. It's overwhelming. So limit it to your 5 best posts, an attractive photo, and people can just, click around and learn more about you. So I want to take a minute and take a little bit of a breather. And on page 3 of your action guide, you will see that I'm all about taking action. It's great to be in these workshops, on webinars, and in classes learning something, but to take action and actually implement it in your business is key. So on your action guide, take a minute and write down what you think your top 5 categories might be for your business. Again, stick to 5, 6 if you absolutely have to, but try to keep it around 3 to 5. So I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. And then on the next page, I actually put in like a little blank sidebar area. So you can kind of just, just jot down, I want my search button first and then my social connect, or however you want to design your sidebar. Just do a rough sketch of the sidebar that you'd like, and then you can share that with your web designer or have it for yourself to go in and update your sidebar if you do it yourself. So I'm just going to give you a couple minutes to look through that, make a couple of sketches, and then we'll move on to problem number 3. We're going to jump into the refresh part of our webinar in just a minute. Okay, you can always take a little bit more time later and go back and keep doodling your new sidebar. Just make sure that it's streamlined. Just always think, what is this helping my user to do? What is this helping my reader to find, to stay in touch, just to learn more about you? Okay, so let's go on to number 3. Which is, now we are refreshing our blog and making it so user-friendly. People will want to come back to your blog again and again. So this is what I'm calling a welcome guest is a happy guest. So this is kind of I think it's becoming more widespread. I've been doing this on my lifestyle blog for several years. So it has been around for a while, but not a lot of people do it. And I think when you do that, it just really increases your value to your readers. And that is to let someone in. It's kind of like rolling out a welcome mat. So they've come to your blog. So like, let's say they come to your neighborhood, right? And they find your house. So they've, clicked through from Pinterest or Facebook or wherever, and they land on your blog post. Fantastic. They're at your front door. And, okay, what's next? Like, I feel like I'm here. I like the look of things. I think it could be really fun inside, and I want to know more. I want to get in. I don't know where the door is. So essentially, we're creating a door and a welcome mat for brand new readers, brand new visitors to your website and to your blog, so that they can learn more about you. Again, we're building that know, like, and trust factor. So here's the problem. If a first-time reader doesn't know where to go after they land on your blog, you could lose them forever. So it's kind of like, when that doorbell was ringing before, I didn't answer and the person walked away. So it's kind of like that on your blog. If someone is there and you're not answering the door, or they don't know where the door even is, they're just going to click off and maybe never come back. And we don't want that for you. So here's the solution. We create literally a welcome mat. We can add a Start Here selection either to our navigation bar or over on the sidebar, maybe a pretty graphic. That's what I do on my lifestyle blog, Smart Solutions for Busy People. And that will direct people to your About page. In a minute, we'll talk a little bit more about the About page. But that's really where we want people to go. And we're giving them, it's like we're leaving a trail. We're making it really clear. Start here. Guests are welcome. First-time readers, click here. However you want to word it, make it super clear that people know where to go after they land on your page. And then at the end of that, we're going to point them to your very best content. We're going to make them feel super welcome, and then we're going to show them the next step, where to go. Maybe to click through to your opt-in or read more posts. We'll work that through. Again, if you join the blog Brilliance course, that's one of the things we're going to do in the course as well, is really drill down and make a beautiful welcome page for your visitors. All right, so here's an example. This is toneitup.com. The two lovely ladies there. They make it really easy for someone who's just coming to their blog for the very first time. I stumbled upon one of their posts about a week ago, and great site, cute ladies, really high energy. And I thought, maybe I'd like to know more about them. And sure enough, up in the upper left corner of their page, they have a navigation bar item that says Get Started. When you hover over it, you can see their drop-down menu. And so I clicked on Start Here, and it took me to a page where they had a great video with both of them just welcoming people, telling a little bit more about them, their journey, how they started their business together, what you can learn from their site. That was all in a video. So you don't have to do a video. Videos are fantastic. And again, it helps with your search engine results. But you don't have to, but just make it really welcoming. Like what they're going to learn there, who you are, how you got the idea to start your business, why you love doing what you do, how you can help them, and really make it, like just think about going to a party, right? And what do you like? You like to be greeted. You like to kind of get a lay of the land. Maybe you want to go see the buffet. And that's kind of like what we're doing on our About pages by sending people to our best content. So we'll talk about that more in a minute. So that's something that you can do on your site. So go ahead and on your action guide, just think about, where do you want your Get Started button or tab or image to be, either in your top navigation or on your sidebar. And then start thinking about, what are your best posts? Like, what is your cornerstone content? Like the 3 to 5 posts that if people read that, they'll get a really good sense of what you can deliver to them and what value you bring to the table and why they should listen to you, why you're an expert. Again, we're building that know, like, and trust factor. So just go ahead and take a minute and jot down where you'd like people to go next. What's the best introduction to your work that people can have through your blog posts? So I'll give you just a minute to do that. Okay. Number 4, this is really related to the last problem that we looked at. And with number 4, the refresh that we want to do here is to make the best use of your best space. And I'm talking about your About page. Research has been done. It's pretty well known in the website design world that the About page is one of the most visited pages of a website. I'm sure if you went and looked at your analytics for your website, you would see that a lot of people are clicking on your About page. That's really where, and think about your actions when you find a new company or a new coach or a new, someone that you want to know more about. Where's the first place on their site that you go? Chances are it's the About page. So your site is like that too. People want to know about you. We're just naturally curious as humans. So here's the problem. Your About page right now, today, is probably all about you. Why is that a problem? Because people want to know what you can do for them. So the solution is to revamp your About page to focus more on your ideal client, what they're struggling with, and how you can help. You can still talk about you, how you got there, your background, your education, some of your values and beliefs, but really at the very first, say, if you're struggling with this, blah, 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 you're in the right place. So that people know that you're talking to them, that they're one of your people. Include a clear call to action at the very end of your about page, or even throughout your about page, doesn't matter. But you want people to know what the next step is that you want them to take. You're taking them on a journey, and you need to make the steps really clear. And I'll send a resource guide to you in the next couple of days that'll have an article that I wrote about how to make a fantastic about page. So I'll make the steps super clear. And then again, at the end of that about page, this is part of that welcome mat that we just talked about. You want to point to your best content. So that'll be those few blog posts that you just wrote out for the last in the action guide. So right now, just take a minute and think about, what is your ideal client struggling with? What is their pain point? What are they seeking a solution for? And then think about what the solution is that you provide to that and how you can help them. And then decide where you want them to go next. Maybe you just want them to go to blog posts, or maybe you want them to set up a free discovery call with you or schedule a consultation. It's okay, and I'll talk about this more in the article that I'm going to send you. It's okay to have a couple of options, because maybe people aren't sure. They just want to know a little bit more about you, and they're not ready to talk to you live on the phone for 30 minutes. So go ahead and give them some blog posts where they can learn more. But if you want to just jump in with a consultation or a link to your opt-in, that's okay too. Just decide what next action you want them to take and jot it down in your note taker. Oh, I forgot. I have a couple of samples. Sorry. This is Nisha Woolery, nishawoolery.com. And this is at the very end of her about page, where I love how she phrased this. New here, start with these faves. And then she puts out four of her best blog posts that if you read these, you will know exactly what she does. You'll get a feel for her style, what she can teach you. And I just love how it's all laid out. It looks very cohesive and it's on brand for her. I think it's a really successful end to an about page. And again, it's part of that welcome mat. Okay, so our last thing that we're going to talk about on this workshop is our update. So here we are updating the whole look and feel of your blog through beautiful visuals. Good visuals are shareable visuals. Remember back in the beginning, I said I was going to share with you a way that you can get your readers to do your marketing for you. Here's the secret: visuals. Because people want to share great content. They want other people to know about it. And visuals just make your post more shareable. There's no other way to say it. So here's the problem. All text and no visuals makes your blog a dull boy or girl. And Google doesn't like it either. Google loves pictures. And I'll share with you a little secret to actually help your images get even more mileage and traction on Google. So here are some solutions. Use an eye-catching post or eye-catching image or visual in every single post. Now, when I first started blogging in 2008, yes, a really long time ago, there were no stock photo sites. There was maybe one or two, and they were really expensive. There were no free stock photo sites. I was not a great photographer. I did not have great images. I go back and read some of those beginning blog posts, and they were so boring. Like, the content was good, but there were no visuals, and it's really sad and depressing, and I didn't even want to show you them. But there are still blogs today that's just all text. Like, sometimes it's tiny little text, so hard to read, and it's just like a sea of words on a page, and it's just not interesting. It's not engaging. Honestly, people aren't going to want to read it. It could be the best content ever, but unless it's engaging, they're not going to read it, and they're not going to share it, and they're not going to stick around. So use an eye-catching image in every single post. Here's the secret. to have your images get more mileage for you is to use alt text, add that to every single image so that when it's shared, it automatically populates a caption for you on the social media site where your reader is sharing. So I will actually probably do a separate video for you that I'll email you at the end of this to show you how to do that for all of your images, even images that are currently, if you have WordPress, they're in your media library, you can go in and add them now. It's not too late. And then certainly every time you upload an image, be sure to add the alt text there. It just, again, helps the Google bots and spiders and whatever they use to find your stuff. It helps populate. They love it. It works. I'm not sure how the back end of that works or the technical details. I just know that it helps and it works. And then make your images and your posts shareable on social media. So a lot of times this is a plugin. So you can have share buttons. Whoops, sorry about that. You can have share buttons at the bottom of your post. And within the image itself, there are plugins. There's a bunch of them out there that will actually, when you hover over an image, bring up a Pinterest. It makes it pinnable automatically, just the image. So this is a great example. This is Minimalist Baker, great recipes. A lot of it's completely vegan, so it's plant-based, but she has beautiful visuals. A lot of times the recipe and cooking blogs will have incredible visuals. It just, they're stunning. And there's a lot of them in a typical recipe post. But you know what? It just makes it shareable. Like, don't you want to just go, well, A, I want to eat that. And then B, I would definitely want to pin that so that later I would, be able to go back and find it really easily. And then this is another of Nisha Woolery's. She actually embeds the graphic into the text of her blog posts now. And again, it's completely pinnable. And then off to the side, you'll see that you can very easily share this post to any of your social media platforms. So take a minute in your action guide and just think about how you might implement these. Maybe you need to find a sharing plugin, or you just need to get more images together and go back and add them to your blog post. Just think about how you might implement this step on your own blog. And let me just check something really quickly. I think we're good. Okay, cool. All right, so let's recap what we've just talked about. We talked about decluttering your ads and pop-ups. We talked about streamlining your sidebar with those few elements, rolling out the welcome mat to your first-time users with a Start Here button somewhere on your blog, and refreshing your about page to make it way more about the client, about your ideal client, and still about you. And also having that call to action, super important at the end of your about page. And then finally, creating shareable images. So those are 5 ways that you can declutter, refresh, and update your blog that will make it way more user-friendly. People will want to stick around and share your content and basically do your marketing for you. So I just checked to see if there are any questions. Let me check again if there's any questions. And then if you're watching this on the recording, I'll come back in and check out the questions, and I will probably just send you an answer individually. Okay. So now you might be thinking, oh my gosh, I have some work to do on my blog, but I totally see the value of my blog. I really want to kind of zhuzh it up and take it, even further than I already have, and really use it as a marketing tool that it can be for my business. But you're thinking, I don't know where to go next. You might be thinking, how do I come up with ideas? I already struggle with writing my blog. How can I create all this content? I really don't like writing. How can I keep it all organized and, consistent? Consistency is key when you're blogging. How can I create the visuals? I'm maybe not that artistic. And how can I promote my blog so that more people are finding it and coming back and seeing the great stuff that I have to offer, because I know it's really good and I want to share it with people and really serve people. So if you're thinking any of these things, I have a brilliant opportunity for you. Imagine if you could find and use a streamlined system to keep your blog writing on track and never be at a loss for a post idea ever again. You'll know what you're posting, when you're posting it. It will look beautiful and be completely shareable and a brilliant marketing tool for your business. How does that sound? How's that for brilliant? Well, I'd like to introduce you to my brand new course, Blog Brilliance. Blog Brilliance is an online course. It's self-study, self-paced, but it's going to help you basically sketch out and schedule a year's worth of posts, map out your custom editorial calendar and your blog writing process. It will help you create that online home with that welcome mat for your business that informs and inspires your ideal clients. And in Blog Brilliance, I'm going to share with you the #1 secret to become a prolific content creator, even if you hate to write or think you're not a writer. I have people tell me this all the time. I want to blog more. I don't know what to post about, and I hate writing. But when I share this secret, they're like, oh yeah, I can totally do that. And you know what? They're killing it. They're knocking it out of the park with their blogs. I love seeing that, and that's what I want to share with you. So here's a quick outline of Blog Brilliance. First, we've got to think it. We've got to come up with those ideas and make a plan. Then, how to write it. We'll talk about doing content upgrades. We'll talk about creating a schedule that works for your business, because this is marketing and you still need to do it, but you also need to fulfill your orders and serve your customers and your clients. You need to work in your business. So we'll talk about how do we carve out time to actually write it and be consistent. And I'll tell you, I take the pressure off of this. Trust me, because I've struggled with it as well. I used to think, oh, I'll post every day. Yeah, no, doesn't work. So we'll actually come up with a system for you to consistently write your blogs. And again, I'll show that secret, even if you hate to write. Then visualize it. I go through the steps in finding beautiful images. A lot of them are free, and how to create engaging blog graphics for your blog that people can share on Pinterest and on social media and get even more people interested in your work. Then post it. I walk you through every single step. You do not have to worry about WordPress. I use WordPress. And so this course is geared towards WordPress. I think you can adapt the steps to whatever system you're using, but the tutorial video is based on WordPress. And I go through the exact, believe it or not, a 19-point checklist, which I actually share with you, of posting a blog and doing content upgrades, making little tweetables, and just all the little extras that just make your blog post so much more engaging, interesting, and shareable. Then promoting it. We'll talk about every place online where you can and probably should be sharing your blog post so that people find you, and just put yourself out there more and actually promote your post so that people are coming back and reading everything that you've worked so hard to make engaging and beautiful. So those are really the aspects of the course. You're going to get a lot of stuff in this course. I've packed it with at least 6, I think there'll probably be more, video tutorials, just walking you through everything step by step. There's action guides for every module. I give you my exclusive content creation cheat sheet. This will help you come up with so many blog post ideas that you'll never be at a loss for what to post ever again. It's a really simple system, and it's fun, and it works. Then I'm sharing with you my personal 19-point blog writing checklist. every single step. I will give you the template for Asana, which is a project management tool that I use. And that's what I use to keep track of all my blog writing and just keep everything on schedule. I'll share with you an editorial calendar template where you can plan out literally a year's worth of posts, really in just a few minutes. Not writing the post in a few minutes, but planning out your entire year so it's done and it's scheduled and you know what to do when. And it just takes all of the guesswork and pressure off of writing a blog. And I'm giving you lifetime access, including future updates. Look, I'm always learning new stuff and I want to share it with you. And so when I add new stuff to the course, you're going to get access to that as well. And this is really everything that you need to start or expand your blog and make it just this beautiful reflection of your business to create the marketing tool that it can be and really just, blow the lid off of your blog. I mean, you've got so much to offer the world and your blog is how you can showcase it. So later on, this course is going to be $97 because I keep adding stuff to it. It should probably even be more than that. I'm sure my mastermind group will tell me that it needs to be more than that because of all the value that it's delivering. But introductory price is just $47. So for just $47, you can jump into Blog Brilliance, and let me go ahead and get that button up there for you. So below the screen, you should now see the Join Blog Brilliance button. Gosh, that's a tongue twister. So for just $47, you can jump into Blog Brilliance. Just click the button below the screen where it says Join Blog Brilliance, and you'll be taken over to the page that has a little button you can click and just get in your $47. Now, here is a bonus for the first 5 people who sign up for the course. I will design a blog title graphic for you. So in Canva, so you can absolutely duplicate it, use it forever, basically. And all you'll need to do is change the title of your post, or I'll work with you to come up with a graphic that is perfect for your brand, perfect for your blog, and is exactly what you need so that people will share it and love it and do your marketing for you through your blog. So normally I charge $250 for that. And it is a bonus for the first 5 people who sign up for Blog Brilliance. So I kind of tick that box for you to create beautiful visuals for your blog. So you can sign up now at brilliantbrandacademy.com or click the button that says Join Blog Brilliance underneath the video. And the course is going to start on April 16th. If you're watching the replay, that's when it'll be available. Go ahead and sign up now so that you get that fast action bonus. Only the first 5 people will get those free blog graphics created for them, customized for their brand and their blog. And I will answer any questions. You can always email me at Deanne@evolvemarketingdesign.com. If you have any questions, I'll be sending a couple of follow-ups with the resources that I mentioned during the workshop. And I hope you enjoyed this workshop. Let me just check really quick to see if there's any questions. Doesn't look like we have any questions. Okay. So that is it for this workshop. I hope you've enjoyed the spring spruce up. I've certainly enjoyed spending this time with you, and I hope to see you in Blog Brilliance. It's going to be an amazing course, and it will just take your blog to a place where maybe you never thought your blog could be. It will be shareable. It will be engaging. It'll be a place that you're proud. It's kind of like, it's kind of like renovating your living room and you can't wait to have people over. That's how I want you to feel about your blog at the end of Blog Brilliance. You cannot wait for people to come over, and they'll feel so welcome. They'll want to stick around. They'll want to know more about you. They'll eventually, want to buy your stuff. So that's really what we're doing here, is to really get you out into the world in a really authentic, beautiful, shareable way. I'm sure there's a lot that I'm forgetting to say. to be completely honest. But I'm so excited about this course, and I really hope you join us. Again, hit the button that says Join Blog Brilliance down at the bottom of the screen, and you'll be taken over to my little school, my Brilliant Brand Academy school over on Teachable. And you'll be able to sign up for the course there. Again, the first 5 participants get a custom designed Deanne Marie original blog title graphic for your blog that you can use again and again and again for years to come if you want. And that is absolutely free when you sign up for Blog Brilliance. The first 5 people will do that. So with that, I'm going to sign off and wish you all a beautiful spring, and here's to blogging brilliantly. Take care. Bye-bye.